Well, we made it to Friday. Happy Friday. It is the 15th of October. Partially why I sitting here was I wanted to see how noticeable the shift was behind me. Do any of you folks notice the difference in the shelves where things are since yesterday? Well, yeah, I can obviously see it since I did all the work. But yesterday, something I've been wanting to do with my collection is consolidate the alphabetization of it. Long story short is this is the main body of my collection, and over the years I ended up with so much that I have to store it in the closet. And then this year I bought shelves to the point that I got all the records out of the closets and into shelves. But in order to do that, I kind of had to make an addendum shelf tower to accommodate all the records in the closets. And it's just something I've been wanting to do, which is the addendum was alphabetized just like the main section, but I wanted to fold it in. I wanted to make everything seamless. And so I'd been contemplating doing this, and I finally broke down and did it yesterday. And so my collection is consolidated, alphabetized by artist, and it's not in two parts, it's all one. So my Peter Gabriel used to be, and Genesis was on that shelf, now it's up there. My Miles Davis used to be on the top shelf in here, and now that's moved out into the kitchen because, no, I don't do a lot of cooking. My kitchen is very safe for the records. So the living room is A through B. Kitchen is B through D. And then in here we start D. And over here we end. Was playing Tubular Bells. Someone asked me, is there a method to how I choose what I listen to? No, there isn't. There isn't at all. Except, of course, I review the stuff that's sent to me, which I love. But oftentimes, I don't know like you, but music will get stuck in my head. And then I'll have to play it. Like the Chameleons. The Chameleons are still stuck in my head. I have this on vinyl. I've shown the vinyl already, but I have the CD out for convenience. It's still in my head right now. But I woke up, coolest morning in a while now. So I turned on the heat for just a second. And it made me think of this music. This music makes me think of autumn, the fall. I'm so glad I got to hear this before I saw The Exorcist, because that movie traumatized me. This is a wonderful piece of work, Mike Oldfield. Preliminary, because this is going to be like I did with Pa Musique. I'll probably speak about it several times. But I got some new releases from Discus Music yesterday. Thank you, Martin. I'm going to mention one to start with because it's the only one I've sampled, and I'll play it more than, or talk about it more than once. Martin Archer has a band called Das Rad. And this is their third release. This is the new one, Laik Tors. The one sheet talks about how it's a continuation, and that it's a natural progression in the music. And I would agree. I do agree. There's the ghost of Miles is lurking in the midst of the way this music hits my ears. I like this. I like this. There's a spatial component. There's a jazz component. There's a rock component. There's a psychedelic aspect to it. I like this. On first listen, I'm getting it. Satanic Particles, I thought was a great second track on this one after the first one, Oft Work. Because the first one is kind of cerebral and spacey and cool, and then Satanic sounds like some good improvisation or some good blowing. And how can you not like the way Martin's doing his thing? The way he does these, kind of like, some of the labels to his releases, they're like tributes to some of the classic labels, like this one, Pink Island. So I can say right away, even though I'm going to listen to it some more even today, bravo to Discus Music and Martin Archer on the new Das Rad. This is better and moving forward and real contemporary. It's got it's music of the times. It is. It's not a throwback at all. And I can also tell that you guys aren't trying to push anything. The music is coming out in a natural way. No one's trying to fake anything. That comes through. The only thing sitting out from yesterday still, because I started this project, it took me all day. I started around 10 in the morning, and with breaks, I finished last night at about 11. It took me all day. A lot of work, shifting and moving, and it's exercise. But very satisfying, I will say that this is the, in a very simple way, this is the culmination of something I've always wanted as a kid, or as a young person, was a good music library and rows of records in my house. And that's what I have. And as I was shifting records, I only pulled a few to sell, to trade, that I had, that kind of got lost, or I forgot that they were there. And it's like, I don't really need this, don't really want this. What I'm saying is, this is my collection. For me, is a work of art. It is. It's a reflection of who I am. So, Italian progressive rock, and the fact that these records were so hard to get when it was all happening have made them like grails to me, things that I've wanted. And so I collect Italian progressive rock. I really like the music as well, but these records, I need to explain. They were like, I really want these Italian progressive rock records. Originals when I can, but they're very expensive. So this Califfi reissue on, it's kind of a funky orange vinyl. This is very good. Keyboard driven. The Italians were really inspired, apparently, by Keith Emerson and early Genesis, because they have some of the best organ keyboard workout albums in the genre of progressive rock. This is a good one if you haven't heard it. Very good. I'll talk about the other Discus Music records as I listen to them. Okay? So, whereas before I was very sure of where everything is, now things have moved up a shelf. So, for fun, I'll do a quick blind pull because I don't know what's here. I do, but I don't. Peter Mergener and Michael Weisser, Phancyful-Fire. This is some of that nice ambient new age sort of music. I'd have to look up Mergener and Weisser's background. I know it, but it doesn't come to mind right away. This is good music. So put that Mergener, Merchants. What is this? The Merchants of Dreams, Strange Night Voyage. To me, this sounds like it sounded like it was a label trying to cash in on psychedelia back in the 60s and 70s. It sounds like a studio project. I keep it. It's not very good though. For those of you that like the blind pulls, here's another one for you. Now, this was where my Genesis used to be. What is here now? What is this? Andrew Hill. Okay, I'm leaving this out. Spiral. I haven't played this forever. I'm glad I pulled this. This is really good. You guys know Andrew Hill as a pianist? Great players on here. Cecil McBee, Lee Conant. Cecil McBee is a great bass player. Man, Robin Kenyatta, Barry Altschul. I haven't played this forever. I can hear this in my head already because this is that good. So, good going on the blind pull. That's what I'm going to put on. Love that Virgin label. Okay, people. Got a lot of comments yesterday. I find it interesting, and to me, it's a reflection. This is not a diss, this is an observation. But it seems like you really get a lot of interaction on things that are kind of mundane, like when people can correct me, or like the whole Lonnie Smith thing. Like, you know, I heard from a whole bunch of people about that correction, and I don't even really care. Like I told you, don't even have any Lonnie Smith records, but boy, I heard from a lot of people on that one. And then the other one about the movie, people making sure to tell me what the name of the movie was. Well, that's fine, but what about the message of the movie? That's the thing that I see about where life is. It's like the general. Don't take this as a don't take it negatively. Take it as an observation, because that's what it is. But to me, it seems like the general level of mentality of people is really mundane and superficial. Like I could get more people to talk to me, to correct me, or to point out something, rather than to comment on the content of the issue, which is much more interesting to me, you know. The movie that I brought up, it was a reference to try to say, hey, don't you notice? Don't you just notice how weird life is and continues to be, and getting more weird? Don't you notice? Just an observation. Just an observation. Okay. Talk to you later.